You might wonder, in the previous class I mentioned that the starting of your essay should be something which should reveal the strongest part, because we discussed the concept of river flowing from the origin towards the ocean in its full zeal at the beginning and slows down as it merges with the ocean. But even when it merges with the ocean, there is a serenity that is created, and that is what the conclusion shows. So conclusion is a most important integral part of your essay. You cannot leave the river halfway. It has to ultimately merge with the ocean, and that's the idea. So when the river is merging with the ocean, what is really important? There should not be a newly brought in concept which is introduced, which does not have any context or background with the previous information. Now we well know when the river originates and merges with the ocean, there is a constant flow, a constant association between river and the ocean. What would happen if I say the river originates and ends up on your terrace? So that would actually make the things weird, and that should not happen with your essay writing as well, because when you are maintaining a constant flow, you are trying to introduce the information in such a way that it creates a systematic explanation and a background information. It's not important that you have a huge lot of information when you are writing your conclusion. It could be short and crisp. Summaries usually do not give you points. It should not be like that. The whole thing that you have explained in the beginning, in 2 lines you summarize it. We are not writing a summary. It's not like a pressé writing, right? So pressé writing is different. Concluding an essay is different. When you are concluding, you can give your ideas, your thoughts, you can give certain suggestions. That's all fine. You can also bring in concrete examples or certain case studies that you can think are useful. But what is really important? Put your ideas in not more than 3 to 5 sentences. Personal responses are okay, but no personal biasness. There is a difference between personal responses and personal biasness, right? So even if you are bringing your feedback, it should not be a biased opinion. You can also start using the same things, the sayings, the quotations, but you can also end your answer by using the same techniques. Sometimes it's a good idea to question the audience. You can give in all your suggestions, ideas, thoughts, and then question. Do you think this is how the world would change? Is it a good way to have a fruitful life? You can question, are we on the right track of development? And if we are talking about lessons of life, as I said, abstract concepts which are nowadays popular for your essay writing, you can definitely make the conclusions a little cheesy. How? For example, towards the end, you can bring in a line like, life is too short to live with regret caused by the failures to do something that is within the grasp of each of us. Now this in itself is a message in itself, but it appears to be more interesting and more worthy. Similarly, we can say, perhaps we can all learn from the losses of others, but what life has bestowed onto us, we have to appreciate it. And these are the ways through which you can actually capture the attention of the reader. So final statement gives a signal, and that final statement should have a clear bond with the previous ideas, a link with the previous connection, and then only it would be a successful conclusion. I definitely say that the starting of the essay is the most essential part of it, but conclusion again has to be systematized and in a proper flow with a proper alignment with the main content. It should not be haphazard, and that's how you would actually score better with your essay. If you want to practice more on the previous essays, the past paper sample answers and sample essays, those are already covered in the link below. Thanks for joining in.